Hello everybody, I'm Jerry Gedka.
And I'm Renee Beeling.
And we're here in North Beach, Maryland at the Bay Wine and Spirit Shop. And our guest today, Renee, why don't you introduce her?
I'd like everybody to welcome Sharon Hall.
And Sharon is the owner of the Bay Wine and Spirit Shop. Sharon, you have made this place into a community gathering place, right?
Absolutely, that's what it is.
And it's very restful from what we can see.
Mm-hmm.
You have lots of events in here?
We do. We have, well, the town of North Beach itself has events that are put on, and they have a lot of activity outside, which draws a lot of people in. But then we try to have live music that we have once a month. We do semi-private birthday parties. We do semi-private wine tastings. And then we have occasionally do a wine and food pairing. All those things that go on while the store is still open. We never close the store for those events, but it seems to work well around my regular clientele.
And I understand one of the things that makes your shop fairly unique is that you allow tastings?
Oh, tastings are always free. As a matter of fact, our motto is, if we're open, we're pouring.
That sounds great.
Wine, of course, right?
Wine. Well, we have beer as well.
Do you have beer tastings?
We do occasionally do a beer tasting, but I only do beer in the store. It's not just to take away and to sell off premises. So that's as a courtesy for those who don't always want wine, and a couple, some may want wine, some may want beer. It's not limited to the husband or the wife. It could be either one who doesn't drink wine.
Okay. Renee, you had an interesting question earlier about the sales of the wine?
Oh, yes. I was wondering, what was your bestseller?
Probably some of my tops, probably our best-selling wines are sweet wines. People really seem to enjoy a large variety of sweet wines. And second from that is red, and then probably your drier whites. But yes, we have a large clientele of sweet wine drinkers, and it gets to be a challenge trying to find new ones to have all the time, because they're always looking for something new.
Are there local wineries that you feature here?
I do have some local wineries, and I love to feature some of the smaller companies that don't use distributors, because then they get an opportunity to showcase their wines in the store as well. So the owners of the vineyards will come and do a tasting here at the store, and they have fun with that.
I can imagine. Do you do the events at the same? Or you have wine tastings at the same time you have like bands and things, or?
Well, when the bands are going on in the store, we'll do a tasting, but usually people are local, already know what they want. I know basically what the people here like to drink, so I have that all ready to go. That's one of the fun parts of the job, is remembering what everybody drinks, and people love that when they walk in the door and I have their wine ready for them.
How long would it take for you to figure out what our favorite wines are so that you'd be prepared for us?
It wouldn't take me long at all. It wouldn't take me long at all.
Think we ought to try that?
I think that's a great idea. Then we can do what I do best.
That sounds great to me. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back, and we'll
I'm nuts about downtown Baltimore's West Side. Hello, I'm John Waters, and I'm proud to say that Baltimore has always been my home. It's the inspiration behind all my films, including Hairspray, Crybaby, Serial Mom, and A Dirty Shame. Let me tell you, there are not a more eccentric, monumental, eclectic, intriguing, and character-filled 28 blocks anywhere in the world. Infectious, fashionable, full of vim and Baltimore vigor, I walk the West Side streets these days in amazement at what it's become. I'm nuts about downtown Baltimore's West Side. You will be, too.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jerry Gedka.
And this is Renee Beeling.
And this is Sharon Hall, the owner of the Bay Wine and Spirit Shops, and we're about to do that wine tasting we told you about. Now, you've got a great selection of wines here, but it looks like it would go so much better with food.
Well, now that you mention that, we do not serve food, but you're more than welcome to bring in your own picnic basket, which people
Wow.
often do.
Oh, great.
And they can sit anywhere they want. As a matter of fact, you can sit outside as well as inside,
Very good.
weather permitting. And people share food with each other. If some people happen to walk in that don't know the people with the picnic basket, they
Okay.
have no problem sharing food with them.
Now, you all remember that when you come down here and visit Sharon at her shop here, bring your picnic baskets. Sharon will supply the wine. You'll have a great time.
Very nice.
Bring your laptop, bring your Kindle,
That's right, she has
Why?
Wi-Fi.
because you have free Wi-Fi. You
That's
can
a great-
sit, relax, read a book, do some
Great
work.
benefit as well.
If
That's
you
wonderful.
want to work while you're drinking wine, not everybody does, but it's always possible.
Some people
Sounds
work
good to
better.
me.
I know I do.
All right, so what are you going to show us here?
Well, in the short conversation that we've had, I've already figured out what kind of wines you both
Perfect.
like to drink. So we're going to let you sample 3 different wines that are all sweeter selections. This one we have so much fun with here.
And this wine is from where?
This is from Australia,
Okay.
and it's called Sweet Ass. And we have a great time serving this wine. So what we do, the store is usually much more crowded than this. We give you a little sample to try.
Well, I'm sure it'll be very crowded in a few minutes here when we finish this little
I
shot.
hope
we're doing. Oh, that's right, we need to toast. What are we
That's
toasting to?
My
Sharon.
success.
To the success of the Bay Wine and Spirit Shops in North Beach, Maryland, of course.
Bottoms up.
That is sweet. It almost tastes like the Concord grape from up in the Finger Lakes that I'm used to.
It's
Very
a
nice.
blend. A lot of the sweet wines don't always tell you what the grape is.
Better. Good idea, I would think, most of the time.
Yes.
What did you think, Renee?
I liked it.
You like it?
It's very sweet, but I
All
like
right,
the
we'll take a
sweet
bottle. I guess we need to finish this before you
You
grab
should.
something
Most
else.
people don't waste wine around here.
wine. Okay, what's
So
next?
if we have time for
Yes.
one more sample, this is called a Bluefish Sweet Riesling, and it is from Germany. As you can tell, our wines come from all over the world.
So if I pick it up roughly, it's going to yell at me?
I don't think so.
Oh. That's quite different than the other one.
It's much different.
Much different. What did you
It's
think of
different. It's not as sweet as
It's
the
not
first
as
one.
sweet.
that? Not as sweet. Has kind of an aftertaste. I'm not quite sure what that is, but and I like the pretty blue bottle too.
Well, we do go for the pretty bottles.
Now you mentioned Australia, Germany. You get them from every place in the world as well as your local wineries here.
Absolutely, I do.
Well, I'm Polish. Do you have a Polish wine?
I do not.
And French, do you have a French one?
I have a few.
Okay.
I
A few
have
French
few.
wines. What are your favorites?
I don't really have a favorite. I taste all the wines before I put them in the store.
That would be my favorite, tasting every
It is a
wine.
very, very hard job, and I always say somebody has to do it. So.
All right, well, we'll
You
be
should
right
have a
back.
T-shirt that says that.
We'll be right back. Thank you so much. This was so good.
So she
And we're here at the Bay Wine and Spirit Shop, and now we're talking to Melissa, who works here at the Bay Wine and Spirit Shop. Now, Melissa, you're going to give us the viewpoint of the younger crowd that comes
Yes,
in here.
I am. I started working here probably a few months ago, and when I first came here, I didn't know a lot about wine. You know, the younger crowd is just, you know, go to the bar, get mixed drinks, do whatever, and she introduced me to a whole line of alcohol I had no idea
So she
about.
let you help her with her main job, which is tasting every wine in the shop.
Absolutely.
That sounds pretty good.
And she said earlier that Moscatos, the sweet wines, are the big sellers, and those are my favorites. I love Moscatos
Mine
now.
too.
They're so good.
And this one's a peach. That's one of your favorites?
Peach and strawberry.
Okay.
Yes.
I like this one.
The sweet ass is good. I like pouring this one because I get to say it.
Yeah. I like to taste it.
It's not as much fun to say peach Moscato?
It is,
No.
but just not as fun.
Okay.
You know.
All right, well, maybe you should tell us, pour one of these and tell us, in your own words, how you would do that.
Well, people come in for tastings, so if I'm doing a tasting, I'll let them know, okay, this is what we have sweet-wise, so I'll pour that, and then they'll do however they need to taste it.
We're going to pursue this a little bit further right after we come back from break.
Eyes are blue, kisses too. Never knew what they could do. Can't believe you're loving me. Telling everyone I know, on your mind every place you go. You're in love with me. So I place you high up above. Just tell me, why is it you love me? After all is said and done, I know that I'm the lucky one. Can't believe you're in love with me. Never knew what they might do, and I can't believe that you're in love with me. Telling everyone I know, on your mind everywhere we go. And I place you high above me. Tell me, why is it that you love me? Thank you very much. I got a request for table 1 right here.
So we can go.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jerry Getka, my co-host.
Renee Bailey.
We got a special treat, special surprise for us as well. One of the regular customers of the Bay Wine and Spirit Shop, Desiree Stamps.
Here I am.
Desiree, why do you call yourself a regular?
Well, regular in North Beach means that you come often, and I come often. I live upstairs, and it doesn't take me long to just come down. Had a long day at work, I'll come in and have a glass of wine. What's better than
only
that?
one?
Well, usually after One. No, we're not going to talk about the weekends. There you go. There's something else. But it's a good place to come for friends. Usually I can meet someone here that I know. All the regulars meet here. And that's what happens. It's almost like the bookstore, except without the books, you have the wine.
Desiree comes to me after a hard day of work. I can usually read what she's going to drink, and I have it ready for her. Today she's going to have a nice Malbec. And as you can see, Desiree has her own special glass that she brought to the wine store for herself, so that's fun.
I notice it's bigger.
Well, we don't fill it up all the way, but we just like, you know, we like to have special glasses for special
So
people.
if I bring mine, that's even bigger?
Well, it would be filled very, very little, but
oh, wow.
yes, you can bring a bigger glass as you
I'm
like.
a taller person. I need a taller glass.
I like that. I love that. Please, taste. Tell us.
And I usually get it right.
Yes, she does. Now, there are days I come in, and there's a spectrum of wines. There are some days I come in and I want something sweet. And there are some days I come in and I don't want something sweet. So yeah, she never really knows. She can kind of read my mind when I come in and I'll say, nah, not a sweet day. And it's usually not a sweet day. I usually go for the red.
Is that determined by your scarf color?
It has nothing to do
Oh, I
with
thought maybe it was a secret signal to Sharon.
Well, and as the weather gets cooler, though, we tend to go to more red wine.
Yeah.
So I did not
That's true.
know that.
Because white wines usually need to be cold. And if it's cold outside, you really don't want a cold wine.
I did forget about that fact.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back.
Okay, I want some sweet ass. It's the wine.
Did you
Oh,
want?
you see, I even have my own cup.
Yes, she does.
Did you see that?
They both do.
We both do. We're
I
very
gave her hers.
regular.
Because she kept dropping the ones with nothing on them and breaking them. So now that I got her a cute glass, she hasn't dropped it in months.
No, I don't.
I better not say that because she'll probably drop
I'll
it.
drop it now.
Yeah. So if you want to pop in.
See?
Glass half full,
What? Yeah, no. You need it.
better
full.
than half empty.
That's true. Absolutely.
My day was hell. And yours?
It was not the best.
this on?
Yes.
It was. It was really
Yes.
Help. Can you hear?
Okay, so, yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, we're walking away from lunch.
Yeah.
I like sweet chocolate.
Do you like sweet wine? Are you looking to have it there or not?
Okay, I have to just run and, yeah, 750 people.
We're joined now with another guest, and I haven't even heard your name yet. Who met you? Who are
Cheryl
you?
Dorward.
Cheryl Dorward. Well, I'm Jerry, and this is Renee, my co-host. What brings you here today?
Oh, God, I've been coming here for 4 years, every day.
That means you have to leave to come back.
Exactly. That's the only reason I do leave.
I love your wine.
Thank you. That was my, really, I was the first one to buy a glass of wine when she was allowed to sell it by the glass.
Okay.
But my glass disappeared and got broken or something. So every time I came in here, they didn't know where. I said, well, you know what? Forget it. I'm bringing my own.
This one looks like a goblet. Is it
Yeah, and
blessed?
it didn't need to be numbered or named. Everybody knows it's mine.
I can tell that.
And it's plastic, so if it falls,
And I have to ask, I know that she filled it up for you. Why did she do
yeah,
that and not?
because
Look what she gave me.
I know, but that's because you're just tasting.
Okay.
If you like it, then she'll fill you a glass. Then we'll interview you after you've had a few.
Okay. A
Is
few
that
bottles?
good?
Or a few-
Glasses, bottles, whatever. Yeah, but you come here, it's very nice, it's very laid back, you just meet new people, and I mean, it's just,
And you
it's
just
almost
met
like
us?
you're home. Yeah, it's almost like you're home in the backyard, sitting there just having, you know, a party.
Now, I understand they also bring food here, so what did you bring us?
Yes, we do. That's on Friday nights.
Oh, so you bring us anything tonight?
Well, you know, usually on the weekends, I know Sharon doesn't go out to get anything to eat, so I'll call her up and say, okay, have you eaten? She says, no, okay, I'm bringing lunch, you know, or dinner.
Now, I'm sorry, Renee, could you get used to something like this?
I could definitely get used to this.
So how often would you come?
I would probably come about once a week to start off.
Is that enough?
No. I'm here
Explain.
3 to 4 times a week. Even if it's only for an hour or, you know, And Sundays is the best, because at about 5 o'clock, Sharon's trying to get rid of all the wine that was open so it doesn't spoil before Tuesday.
I need to
So
come on
all of
that.
us gather here, a lot of regulars, and we sit in those chairs and kick our shoes off, put our feet up, and just sit here and laugh and talk and drink.
There's one more thing that you need to know.
Okay.
We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm Jerry Gatka, the co-host.
Renee Bailing.
And we're here with the owner of the Bay Wine and Spirit Shops in North Beach, Maryland, Sharon Hall. Now, Sharon, we've been talking to you for some time. You've given us lots of interesting information. Talked about some of the wines. We've tasted a few. That was very nice. Thank you. and we just had a great time down here in North Beach. When do you think we can come back?
Oh, you can come back anytime.
All right. And you all come back as well, and make sure you visit the Bay Wine and Spirit Shop, which is located
At 9100 Bay Avenue in North Beach, Maryland.
And we didn't ask, do you ship from here as well?
No, retail stores do not ship wine.
Okay.
Only wineries do.
All right, so you can only get it here.
And don't forget, we have a website.
Perfect.
baywineandspirits.com. You can visit us there. That gives all the information on our events that we're hosting.
And we'll have that running under the screen as we talk.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to have a nice quiet glass of wine and enjoy the scenery and go up on the boardwalk.
In any order that you choose to do those things. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.